Hey, my name is JD Moreno. I'm a communications major here at UTSA. I'm also minoring in music marketing. I'm planning on using my degree after graduation with my professional life right now. I currently work at the Apple store at La Cantera. I've been there for about 4.5 years, so if I look familiar, that's where you've probably seen me. That said, after I get my degree, what I plan on doing is applying internally at Apple to work with iTunes and then start doing music promotion, music marketing, and artist label signing. So hopefully that ends up working out for the best. If it does, then hey, if you know me, you see me at a show, I'll try to get you in somewhere. So a little bit of a personal life story. Even though I work at a tech company now, before in high school I worked at a pet store. It was called Petland. Now I didn't live in San Antonio, so it wasn't here. It was actually in Washington, D.C. The good thing was that while I was there, I grew as a person. I felt like, I kind of really took responsibility for the store and the well-being of the animals. So personally, I have a couple of different animals that I own. I have 2 cats, I have 2 dogs, and I also have a saltwater aquarium that I manage pretty frequently. What's cool is that a little bit of a hero story. One day, we lost our fish guy. And what I mean by that is each store has its own fish person. So I was kind of learning a little bit on the side because I was mostly in accessories for puppies and dog stuff. That said, one day our fish guy decided to just disappear and we didn't have a fish guy. Meanwhile, we have all these saltwater fish that need taken care of. Within I think it was 48 hours, I think I read so much literature on marine life that it was freaking crazy. I could tell you what specific water parameters certain fish need to thrive. So it really, it's a weird hobby, and I think it's for those that are passionate about maybe recreating life in the ocean. Another thing I'm also passionate about outside of my love for marine life, I do YouTube on the side. So I talk about sneakers, I talk about books, movies, and stuff like that on the side. So if you have a moment, go ahead and go to youtube.com, check it out. That said, I love sneakers. Outside of work, fish, and then school, sneakers are my number one. Or honestly, shoes are probably the biggest part of my life. And that's because the hunt to get a shoe, getting the shoe, getting it, and then I don't know, figuring out the different outfits you could wear with different types of shoes is really cool. And I'm all about exclusivity. So if a shoe was really hard to get or really hard to obtain, those are the shoes that obviously we all try to get. So what I do is being good with computers, I program bots to go ahead and get sneakers for me on release day of these sneakers. So a lot of people are pretty familiar with the Yeezy Boost or the Air Jordans. I usually buy a whole bunch of those and I sell them on the side, and I make a decent living just doing that, as well as working at the Apple store. So if you ever want to learn about shoes or learn about prices in shoes and the stock market for shoes, let me know, because I'd love to talk about it. So my top 3 goals for communication growth in this class are probably going to be pacing, outlining, and then organization. So pacing, because during my practice of speech, I tend to kind of speed up, and I feel like sometimes that can get overwhelming in speech, and I really have to kind of watch myself and slow down. So I really want to kind of continue working on that. Outlining, because I believe a good outline means a good speech, and then a good speech means a happy audience or a happy result, or maybe even persuading someone to doing something. So my outlining is something I'm really trying to focus on in this class. And then the last one, and then I guess the third one's going to be just speech delivery, making sure sticking to an outline, and then keeping with a professional look, and then a professional delivery method as well. So those are the top 3 things I'm looking to grow into this class. I'm looking forward to having a great, not semester, but a great class with everybody. Also to the professor, I was in your class last semester, so to a great summer class.